Who again?
Jermall and Jermall Charlo! Yeah!
What's going on, you guys? So I'm gonna go, man, the middleweight division, the middleweights. I'm not even gonna say middleweight. I'm gonna say middleweights because these guys seem to be moving them around from 160 to 168 and bouncing all over the place. I'm gonna say the middleweights. And now we have a situation to where Jermall Charlo has reached a new status. I think a lot of people is believing in Jermall Charlo as far as him being a top fighter. I mean, I kind of knew it, but I still need to see it. You know what I'm saying? You just got to see it. And he impressed against Sergey Derevyanchenko. He beat Derevyanchenko like nobody has done before. And now, you know, you got Canelo Alvarez out here. Of course, he has a situation with DAZN and Golden Boy right now, right?
What?
Hey, Ma, you had a great performance today. So what do you have to do to get the Canelo Triple G fight? Because it seemed like he ducked you. They just franchise tagged him. So I feel like, what do you got to do to get this fight, man? You've been asking for the fight for a long time. You've been beating these guys that's in front of you. Canelo say you want to fight the best fighters. Triple G said they want to fight the best fighters. But it seems like they don't want no work with Jermall Charlo. What you got to do to get this fight made?
Man, that's the great question, you know, but look. You know, in order for me to get this fight with Canelo, I'm gonna need all my fans, all the Lions Only team to vouch for me. You know, we all gotta just put in that word and, you know, keep putting in work. Canelo gotta fight me sooner or later. He cannot retire without fighting me. You know, I'm one of the best out there, 29-0, 21 knockouts. You know, he gotta fight me sooner or later in order to fight Canelo.
Now, one may bring up the fact that Oscar De La Hoya has come out publicly and offered Jermall Charlo offer to face Canelo Alvarez. I'm not sure how truthful that whole scenario really is as far as how much money they offered him and things of that nature. But in reality, man, you know, Canelo Alvarez took that franchise title instead of fighting the guy that had the belt that he once had. You know what I'm saying? He's supposed to fight Jermall Charlo because that was his WBC mandatory. But instead of fighting him, they give him a franchise title, put him on a protection plan, protective custody, and now Charlo has to fight all the mandatories and do all this other stuff. The leg work, the hard work with the WBC. So at this point, it's looking like you might as well fight Andrade, bro. Y'all might as well fight each other because Canelo Alvarez got this case stuff he got going on, you know, this lawsuit. So it ain't no telling how long he's going to be out. So he may be on hold as far as actually realistically fighting a guy like Jermall Charlo. But there is Demetrius Andrade still out there. Eddie Hearn came out and said, hey, I heard that you said you ready to unify. You don't want no more filler fights. You want big fights. So what's up? Boo Andrade got that belt. That's pretty much what Eddie said in the nutshell. I got it here on the screen for you. I'm just saying it in my words, okay? He said he got the smoke for you. Eddie said the fight is easy to make. What's good, Charlo? You know what I'm saying? That's a fight that we've been wanting to see for a long time. But I'm going to just be, look, man. Look, a lot of fans get in their feelings because when their favorite fighter do some sucker shit or some weak shit. But look, man, it's nothing personal with me. I'm just calling it how I see it. Every time that Demetrius Andrade pulled up on Jermall or the Charlo twins, their energy was super different.
I'm out here to fight the best in the world, you know. Like I said before, I haven't dodged anyone and everyone that they put in front of me. I just tend to do my job. I'm not a matchmaker or any of that. But of course, I heard the name before. He was supposed to fight my twin brother, and that didn't work through. But you know, one day, I guess, you know, when the terms get right, and we can work something out.
Right here, question. Just so you know.
This is the Demetrius Andre guy you talking about?
I thought you were not going to do that. You said yesterday in the interview.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, nah, congratulations, brother. It ain't even like that, man. You did what you had to do. I respect everybody that steps into the ring. I'm not coming here being disrespectful. What I have to say is, when do you think we can make that happen?
soon. I mean, soon as your team and you get, your stuff together, I don't know about, I'm not a matchmaker, bro. When it comes to time and it's time to fight, I'm not dodging nobody. I'm not dodging anybody. You're undefeated too, right?
You know. Oh. You know everything about me.
Oh. I do?
Yes,
I
you do. You guys are still underneath me.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
See, I'm off that.
We can definitely make this
well,
one.
We're going to see it.
Hey, yo, J-Rock, I appreciate you.
Yesterday you gave an interview.
For stepping up.
You was going for him too, right?
Excuse me. I appreciate J-Rock stepping up to the plate and fighting another undefeated fighter and 154 pounds. That's a J-Rock.
What's his first number? Next question.
Hey, yo, ain't nobody being disrespectful. Ain't nobody being disrespectful. Ain't nobody being disrespectful though.
Boss, that number white guy. Yo, over here, man. What's going on? A lot of us, everyone obviously here had I think 2-2 going into the last.
You can see me in the ring.
Really even. What were you seeing when you were?
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Absolutely.
What's good though, man? What's up? What's up? Now I want to fight though. You want to fight? I want to fight. So let's do it then. Let's do it. Let's do it. Why are we always talking like this?
Why you always talking? Why you always running your mouth?
I'm not running my mouth. I'm not running my mouth, man. You looking at me up and down all crazy and shit. Why are you looking at me crazy though? Why are you looking at me crazy for? Alright, so let's put a fight together. Let's put a fight together. We ain't gotta keep looking all crazy and shit. I hear you. Let's go.
Paulie, what you think about that, man? Andrade Canelo.
Pound for pound, I'm the best. I'm Canelo. Charlo. Oh, I'm lying. I'm this. I'm that. Like, damn, where's it at now, though? Where's it at now? Now that I signed that contract, make it clear. I signed the contract for Showtime.
You know what I'm saying? Super different. I just still don't really feel that they really want to fight Demetrius Andrade. Demetrius Andrade is trailing behind these guys now. He still has yet to get a marquee name in the ring with him. It's not necessarily his fault. You know, that's the promoter's job to get these guys to fight, but at the end of the day, the promoter can only do so much. You know what I'm saying? Demetrius Andrade did all the trash talking years ago. Maybe he's past that now. You know? Maybe he should have just signed with Showtime at that time.
Everybody.
The Charlo fight. Why do you think that fight hasn't happened?
All I can do is control myself and what I can lay on the table for what I can do being here with the zone, you know, and doing the deals with Matchroom. Now, yeah, could I have went with Showtime, you know, but at the end of the day, making that fight to go over there and sign with Showtime for, you know, maybe a multi-fight deal just for one person didn't really make sense when that person, Charlo Brothers, however, they got their promotional company, they can come here for one fight. And then what I'm hearing is this Eddie or DAZN is still willing to give him a multi-fight deal on top of that because they are claiming their own promoter. So, I mean, the ball's in their court at this point.
So you could have gone over to Showtime, to PBC.
I mean, that would be the only reason to actually go over there. That's it, is to get that fight. But I think if I want the fight. There's no reason for me to have to.
But at that time, everybody was over there on the zone. But as you can see now, it wasn't necessarily the right decision because the zone is not approving fights with Demetrius Andrade. They're not giving him Billy Joe Saunders. They're not giving him Danny Jacobs. They're not giving him Canelo Alvarez. They're giving him guys like Luke Keeler and Wakatako. You know what I'm saying? They're giving them those type of guys. They're not giving Andrade anybody that the fans really care to see. You know what I'm saying? They're not even giving him a Gabe Rosado. You know what I'm saying? He's fighting guys that we never heard of. But Eddie has said the fight is easy to make.
Eddie Hearns. Yo, Eddie. Yo, Eddie boy. Bitch, call Al. Stop calling me. don't fucking make fights, you stupid. You make the fights if you want to make it, all right? Holler at me later.
Jermall Charlo serious about unifying. I'm sure now Jermall Charlo is motivated by his younger brother Jermall, his twin. I'm sure he's motivated because Jermall look shining over here with all these belts. He's looking really good right now. So the big bro like, shit, I need me some belts now. It's like a little competition between twins. I need me some belts now, but who you gonna get them from though, bro? Canelo Alvarez allegedly is going through that lawsuit situation. He may end up giving up that belt at 160. Chris Eubank Jr. is waiting on the sidelines for the elevation. You know what I'm saying? PBC will probably do a unification fight with Jermall Charlo and Chris Eubank Jr.
You know, him and his dad talk a good game. They just trying to campaign in America. I guess this is what they did over in the UK. And the UK kicked their ass out. So now they over here in America trying to run their mouth and build up these big fights. But I'm not showing them no attention. So, I mean, he obviously realized that he's just talking. And that's what, over here in America, you know, obviously a lot of people talk and don't make it out the fight. So it is what it is. He's real chinny, too. At 60, he loses a lot of fluid, so don't worry, I'm a natural 160. He's not a natural 160.
Which will also be a good fight. But the way I feel about Chris Eubank, and I'm a Chris Eubank fan, he's one of my favorite UK guys. But my thing with him, though, is that I need to see something from him over here. You know what I'm saying? Because that courtball fight didn't leave a good impression for me at all. You know what I'm saying? It didn't leave a good impression, bro. You look like he was about to be eating Corbell's left hands all night until he had an injury. I need to see you in there again with somebody else, bro, before I be excited about a Charlo fight. Even though it is a good fight on paper, it should be exciting. But as of right now, I think Charlo's on another level from Chris Eubank. I need to see something. Of course, he's been training with Roy Jones. You know, Chris Eubank Jr. needs to loosen up a bit. He's pretty stiff. And for him to be a guy that started pretty late, he done well for himself, okay? He didn't even really have to box. His dad took care of all that, but he did it anyway. And he done good thus far, considering. You know what I'm saying? He may not be a world beater or the world's best, but Chris Eubank Jr., for him to be a guy who kind of took up boxing pretty late, he did pretty good for himself. Always in shape, you know what I'm saying? All that type of shit. Just need to work on some technical things, right? But as far as him fighting Jermall, I kind of want to see him fight somebody else first before I can get excited about him just hopping right in there with Jermall, because then there's going to be them feeding him to Jermall. I don't know if Al Heyman really wants to do that yet with Chris Eubank Jr. being their UK guy. They may want to fatten him up first and then have a big unification fight with Jermall. But in the meantime, the fight that's already been cooking was Jermall Charlo and Demetrius Andrade. You know what I'm saying? It was a rivalry for years. I think people like to bring up the situation with Andrade and the Charlos back then. I think he was fighting Jermall back then, but the reason why Demetrius pulled out of that fight is because, I don't know if a lot of you guys heard this, but this is what my understanding of the situation. Demetrius Andrade signed a contract, but he didn't like what happened was Jermall Charlo was getting more money than him, and he was the champion at the time. You know what I'm saying? Demetrius Andrade is a champion, but the dude was pretty much trying to A-side him. And, I mean, really at that time, the Charlo twins wasn't really nothing to be, you know, they wasn't what they are today, okay? Now, if he was to fight him now, if he was to fight Jermall now, the big Charlo, he'll definitely be the B-side now. You know what I'm saying? But back then, when he was about to fight Jermall, and he was a champion and Jermall wasn't, well, Demetrius Andrade should have been getting a little bit more money. He should have been getting a lion's share, and he should have been an A-side because he was the champion. You know what I'm saying? Charlo wasn't known like that back then for them to be really trying to flex in the negotiations on some political bullshit. They wasn't that at that time. I don't know what that was. It never happened. For years, Demetrius Andrade was pursuing Jermall Charlo. He was pursuing the Charlos. He's pursuing these dudes, trying to fight them, calling out Canelo. They ignoring him. You know, a lot of fans see it. A lot of fans be like, well, he's a fucking idiot. He shouldn't have signed here. He shouldn't have. Okay, all that shouldn't have happened. Rewrite, but look where we at today. All these dudes gonna fight. You know what I'm saying? I'm bringing up the past and shit just to give you a little timeline of what happened. Just some tidbits of what happened. You know what I'm saying? But I don't really care about any of that no more. Now these dudes are both still champions. These dudes are both still always in shape. Why can't we get this fight now? Now I'm seeing something where Ronnie Shields came out and said that They looking to fight Eubank Jr. Not no Charlo, man. I mean, not no Andrade, man. You know what I'm saying? I gotta hear Jermall Charlo actually come out and say he wants to fight Demetrius Andrade. I don't think he wants to fight Demetrius Andrade even still. Even after he leveled up. He should be leveled up past Andrade by now. Andrade hasn't been able to really level up because he hasn't been in there with anybody that can give him any good work. So he just been kind of coasting. But Charlo has to been in that ring thinking a little bit. Especially because he was in there thinking. Leveling up. Eddie said the fight is easy to make. See, what really irritates me about boxing fans, right? Eddie Hearn literally came out and said, hey, that fight's easy to make. He's trying to get that. He's doing what a promoter's supposed to be doing, right? See, a lot of people say, well, that's not Al Heyman dude's business. Well, Al Heyman's not a fucking promoter either. He don't be on TV or on social media saying, we want this fight. We looking to make this fight. He don't do that. He's strictly behind the scenes guy. He's almost an enigma. He's like a ghost. He's a mythical figure in the boxing community. That's what Al Heyman is. We don't know what Al Heyman really thinks or anything like that. We want to hear the stories. He's not even a promoter, but Eddie Hearn is doing what he's supposed to be doing. Promoting, trying to get people interested in the fight. Then you got boxing fans, oh, well, that's not how you do negotiations. Yeah, but this is the new age. You got to get the people excited about a fight. You got to let them know that you want the fight. And it's up to Charlos and them to come to the table and say, hey, look, we ready to unify. We ready now. I seen your little tweet. So what's up with that? We want that fight. We want that belt. We want to unify. I'm trying to be like my brother now. So the Charlo twins can have all the belts. You know what I'm saying? But nah. They likely gonna go to Eubank Jr. route. And I can't necessarily be mad at it, but I would rather see the Andrade fight, man. How long y'all gonna make us wait for that? Luckily for Andrade, though, he stays in shape. You know, he's not sitting around here getting fat, not working. He's a gym rat. So luckily he's staying in shape, ready for when that time comes so these dudes don't catch him slipping. However, he still needs to be in there with guys that's gonna help sharpen him. Luke Killer and all these guys, that's not it, bro. These little mandatories he's fighting, that's not it, bro. Eddie, you need to get him some better opponents in the ring. You need to find a way to get these guys in the ring with this dude. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why I'm coming at it like that, because I still feel that if Jermall Charlo really wanted to fight Demetrius Andrade, I think that fight will happen. Demetrius Andrade wants to fight Jermall Charlo, but it's not going to happen. You get what I'm saying? But Canelo Alvarez, I would have threw him in this video, right? I was actually planning on having this a three-way video with Canelo, him, and him. But Canelo Alvarez is super tied up, and he's not going to be fighting anybody anytime soon, I don't think. You know what I'm saying? And he's definitely not about to fight an Andrade. He'll likely fight a Charlo before he fight an Andrade, but I don't think he wants to fight Charlo either. Triple G? You might guess why you didn't bring Triple G. Well, because Triple G is looking to fight Camille Zameta. He's not nowhere near looking to fight any of these top young fighters. Triple G is just looking to collect this bag and stay under the radar. That's what Triple G is doing. So the middleweight division is interesting. Jermall Charlo has he's a big guy. Him and Andrade are pretty big dudes, so they could likely go up to 168 and have some fights there and kind of bounce around while they're still young. Still bounce around from 160, 168. They could probably do that. But it's just a matter of getting these guys in the ring. You know, Demetrius Andrade can't even get Billy Joe Saunders in the fucking ring. You know what I'm saying? He can't even get Billy Joe Saunders. Billy Joe Saunders be coming out here talking all this shit, right?
It's a little message. Any super middleweight. Canelo, been waiting around for Canelo, as you well know. So that is parked up. Callum Smith and Andrade. Let's get it on. Callum, you're a great fighter, good fighter, unification. I reckon we can get it on. Andrade, you're just a little pussy who keeps running. Don't want to fight nobody. So let's go 168. Let's rock and roll. November or December. We ready, boy?
But then when it's time to fight, you can't find this guy. You can't find him. Maybe Demetrius Andrade should have signed with Showtime. Maybe he should have went over there. But at that time, it didn't look good for them. It didn't look good for Showtime. And it still ain't really necessarily looking good. You know what I'm saying? It's still not looking really good, but it looks a lot better than what his situation is now. Because at least he could be over there with the Charlos and the Eubanks of the world, and, you know, maybe they can make something happen then. Because I'm sure Showtime is fiending for some big fights, right? So maybe he should have went over there, because the zone is disapproving him of fighting certain guys. They won't approve of him fighting Billy Joe. They won't approve of him fighting Canelo. What kind of shit is that, bro? Like, subscribe, hot your boy. Peace out.